I think we legit either kill this Tiamat or we're gonna miss the crit and lock 80% of health away. Or you know what? You got that little bit. Yo! She can't do damage. This Tiamat's dead. There is no way. But yo, what's up? Liliam got a buff. Well, here we go. A lot of people say she missed, she trashed, she's skippable, right? My personal opinion, before she was just good versus CC. Sometimes she could still lose. In any case, what did they buff her with? Let's check it out. First place with the S3. Now, it instead of doing 500%, it now does 550% damage. When it targets a non-boss, it also destroys max HP equal to 100% of the damage dealt. Before it was 50. Only half of the damage you do, it gets rid of the max HP of that amount. Now it's 100%. This might be insane. When it targets a boss, increases damage result dealt by 50%. Now she's just better than D-Ting for PvE in my opinion. But while you gotta max her S3 though. Is she now insane? In my opinion, at least on paper, I think she's gonna be good even in like turn 2 teams or bruiser setups now. Not just against CC. In any case, we got this build right here. This is one of the more popular builds, except instead of Kenai, you actually run this same Law of Silence on Bloodbath. You ignore the Harvest or Kenai, whatever it is. You just go for the Bloodbath because she needs to live. But having the Law of Silence Void is gonna be very useful. These are a total stat line. It's not enough crit rate, but hey, as long as that crit won't be an issue. Let's see how strong Liliam has just became. Let's just start with Etheria as a damage showcase, right? We'll find something simple like this to start. Before we start, appreciate Etheria for sponsoring today's video. Download the game using my QR code on screen or my link in the description. You support your boy, and we'll jump into the video now. But also an announcement. I'm looking for an editor for Etheria Restart and Epic 7 content. Hit me on Discord. My ID's in the description if you are interested. And here we have the fight. We got Law of Silence on Liliam. It's probably one of the best shell options for her. I don't have the Bloodbath, unfortunately, but against this D-Ting, this will be fire, right? They cannot hit Liliam at all, so we will get a chance at destroying them. Now, we do have the Kazuyo coming in, and, well, we are freaking immune to sleep, so we're good. They hit my Hoyen, so... The fact that you just didn't either is insane. Well, here we go. We got Liliam. Post buff Liliam. We will dunk it in on Kazuyo, the CC counter, right? Let's check this damage out. 43k is pretty good, man. And here's the thing. It HP locks 100% of her HP. So there was nothing she could have done there, right? But yep, it will be a simple win from this point. So far, what do we think? In terms of a countering CC, she's just better now. That we already know. I think essentially it doesn't change too much in terms of that, given, well, you just want to one-shot CC characters. Usually you could. And there is actually another buff effect for the S2. Apparently, there's some calculation issues with this S2. Once you have it, like, upgraded. I'm not exactly sure. I have 0 upgrades on S2, so it doesn't really matter. And yep, this is based on the enemy HP loss, so I will not be doing a lot anyway. Let's just go with S1. We got you got a bit of HP loss. I want to check the S2 damage out. I wonder if there's any big change if you don't have any upgrades in. On the patch shown, it mentions like once you have its skill upgraded, it changes or something. Like the map doesn't work out exactly how it is, but yep, that is the amount of damage I did, which checks out. I think usually I just do that much. They're not that big of a deal. Now we do have a Hoyen, we're just gonna dunk it down, and that will be that. And yep, that was Hoyen with 390% damage. Multipliers did about 21k damage there, right? Given I don't have attack buff, so I do think in the end it just kind of checks out. Like the damage Liliam does now is simply higher, which is good. This is very helpful. Like we haven't even considered the HP lock mechanic yet, which we'll be doing it later. But you know what? One more S3, yeah, for the road. How much damage are we doing? Bam. Combo clap. Even on a miscrit though, look at that amount of HP lock. But well, we'll give it a shot. It's also Law of Silence in Liliam, and she has the skin. Can't believe you bought the skin. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it's really just a color change. All right, for this, we'll be doing the same team and see how it goes. It probably won't be too good, but yeah, let's just go ahead and try. If I lose, we're gonna showcase their Liliam, right? So it checks out. It's actually fine. We do outspeed with the Doki Doki. Let's go with the turn meter increase. So even if Holden, like, you know, drops me down in terms of the friggin' buffs, we should be okay. Here comes my Liliam. I want to lock HP on who? I want to lock HP on that Sanya right there. So let's go with the S3. I want to see this damage right here. On the Sanya, probably with Bloodbath, right? How much damage are we doing? 20k, and we lock her fully. Check out the amount of HP you got left. The amount of heals is insane, but look at that. Here comes the Giga push. That's okay. Here comes the attack down, which is unfortunate. Oh, I thought I would have outsped, but never mind. All right, this is rather unfortunate. I'm gonna have to go for the S3 anyway. This is probably not gonna kill, considering... Oh, I don't have attack down. I still didn't kill, considering Bloodbath, right? But yeah, but here comes their Liliam. How much damage are you gonna do to me? You went for my Liliam, killing it one shot. Oh no. Oh no. Well, that is very bad. We will be continuing. I want to check out like how it's gonna look as time go by. Here comes this stupid character that just doesn't die. Here comes a heal. They do have a Liliam coming up. I am immune right now though, so I think we're still chilling. This Liliam should come and hit the Hoyan here, I hope. Or you know what? I really do hope freaking Sana would have hit Hoyan there, but they are just avoiding him. Why are they playing it so well? They're avoiding triggering Hoyan and only doing it with the bulkiest character. What the shit? I gotta go for Liliam as my only shot at winning. Yeah, if I have, it's a bloodbath Liliam as well. If I can live one more turn, then Hoyan could win, but yep, unfortunately no. So yep, Liliam in a turn 2 bulkier setup. As I mentioned, bloodbath is like probably the best setup there is. For this setup, we'll be using Yeli as well. Let's see in terms of damage output, can we cleave down a gosh darn Holden? That would be incredible if I could, but let's just see what happens, right? Now, unfortunately, they did outspeed with Holden. That's very much annoying. Let's just go for it anyway. We got no attack down because we cleanse it with Doki Doki, thank God. I just realized I have to go for Kazuya. I would love to go for Holden, but this is a speed Holden. Did not see that one coming. Let's just one-shot the Kazuya instead. We know for sure I've one-shotted every single Kazuya. 46k damage done. 100% HP lock. So that Kazuya insta dead. It's pretty much what you would expect with Liliam against CC characters, right? Especially now that she's buffed, the damage is pretty insane. I don't think a Kazuya can lift that. Even with bloodbath, it might not lift that. Right, so now we got a Yeli. I didn't really want Yeli to kill freaking Holden, but I guess I'll just S3. I do have gear on Yeli, not any golden lattice, so I doubt this would be that good. Yeah, I didn't even proc anything. That's pretty bad. So we can go for the reset. I have immunity on my Liliam. That means I can S2, and I want to see this damage as well. Defense down with defense buff, I guess. I don't know if it matters in the end. How much damage am I doing? Bam. At least I got you over half, and that's a big stun right there. We are actually doing pretty fine with this. You have another S3 already, but we're still chilling. And yep, this is Liliam against like a slower setup where there's a Holden. Now, I haven't even targeted Holden that much. But then again, my Yeli is just refusing to proc anything possible. It's pretty... Hello? You just kicked me out. You just kicked me out. I was supposed to win that one. What the hell? I guess we could fight this. You know what? This is actually good. It's a Tiamat. I'm pretty sure if the Tiamat's well built, there's nothing I can do anyway. But hey, you know what? Y'all watching this video to know how she's performing against like any setup. I've shown you against CC. She's already premiered. Nothing can touch her. She definitely one-shots anything that's in the CC team. I've killed every Kazuya. How does she fare against like a slower team? I try and fight like the Holden setup, which was a win. That was definitely 100% a win. Let's try and fight something Liliam's not best against before the buff. Now, after the buff, does it change though? That's the question. For this time, we'll be attempting the Lily setup. Lily with Liliam, the double L's. We're gonna be handing the Mount to the enemy. That's what we'll be doing. Well, I'm hoping at least. We have double S3 essentially. Double HP lock, I'm hoping. We're gonna push up for you. Here we go, Liliam. I kind of just want to one-shot Doki, man. But you know what? We will HP lock 100% of damage out on this Tiamat. There should be very low HP on Tiamat left. Bang. Look at that Tiamat now. Look at that Tiamat now, baby. That Tiamat screwed up. Like, there's not, you're not doing damage no more. That's what I bet. Now, you do have the increase HP from Sanya. That'd be bad. But overall, this is not an Amber Tiamat. I think we're basically chilling. At least, even if you turn, you're not gonna one-shot me. There's no chance. We will be getting the immunity and healing because I have a reset coming on with Doki Doki. I think I'll be using the reset right here. Get some reset on the Linglo. Get some reset on the Liliam as well. And now we'll be doing S3. You might bramble me as a Tiamat, but overall, I think we're okay. Here we are at the Liliam. Reset it by the Lily. Ignore their shield. There's no defense buff. I think we legit either kill this Tiamat or we're gonna miss the crit and lock 80% of health away. Or you know what? You got that little... Yo! She can't do damage. This Tiamat's dead. This is bad, yo. I don't even want to touch the Tiamat. There's no point. I think at this point, I legit go to everybody else, lock every single one of the HP till like 1%, and then we touch them. All right, let's start with the Doki. Now we're almost killing it. We're back to Void. Dude, Lily plus Liliam might be the tag. All right, so here comes their Doki. There's nothing you can really do. Here comes the Tiamat. Yo, what? Check this damage out, yo. Check this damage out. Oh, god damn. That's some insane damage right there. It's like a toddler tickling your buttock. I wonder how much HP is that. Like, what, 5,000? I can kill the Tia, but there's no point. I would just kill everyone else and slowly, like, destroy you. Because if I kill her and they revive the Sanya, that would be bad because that actually gets rid of, like, the HP lock. So there's no point to be doing that. I'm just gonna do it like this. I'm gonna torture you slowly but surely. We killed the Doki. So if you're gonna rest now, you're gonna rest the Doki. Doesn't matter if you do that. All right, Tiamat already returned. So it's like, it's so free. Kill the Sanya and then call it a day. I think that's what I'll be going for. Before we needed maybe even 3 S3s to get to this point. Now we only need 2 and we can just one-shot you that way. Oh Oh my god, are you kidding me right now? We just destroyed them. We also got the stun. And I gosh darn, whatchamacallit face, Fuchu as well, or more popularly known as fuck you. Now, I would love to cover all of the buffs, and I'd love to try even in like RTA. But you know what? Check out my stream tonight in about 5-6 hours. We're gonna try out an RTA. At that point, we might make a vid on that as well. But overall, her buffs, she's now a lot more viable. Also, ignore the Gigabyte. This is not my PvP loadout. I'm just looking at her face. I haven't even fully covered her buff because the S3, if it's against a boss, it does 50% more damage. This means she quite literally should be better than a D-Ting. But I would argue, why not just keep your D-Ting and, you know, don't have to work with Liliam. But I do actually think Liliam being able to ignore all controls might be better than D-Ting in terms of survival for sure. Plus, the S1 also heals you, right? So obviously, there are things that she can do better than D-Ting, but hey, if you got a D-Ting that's purple, using only purple lattice, you clear anything anyway, you don't have to care for the PvE buff on Liliam. Is she really better than D-Ting? I genuinely don't know, but what I can guarantee you is if you got a D-Ting already, just keep the D-Ting. Like, it works out. You don't gotta swap it around. You already have the purple lattice. For people that haven't done it yet, I would still suggest just building the D-Ting, because purple lattice is a lot easier to come by than the Liliam with the gold lattice, right? If you are gonna put gold lattice into someone, I would just say Yelly instead of anyone else. It's either you put it on Yelly because she clears everything, or you put it on D-Ting because it's a cheaper alternative. You don't gotta touch no golden lattices. But that's just my opinion. People might find ways to use Liliam to a point where she's gonna be really good in a lot of PvE scenarios. Is she now worth pulling for? For PvP fans, 100% in my opinion. She can be really good against CC as usual. She now can actually be very strong against HP based teams like the Tiamat solo star, right? They all want to heal the Tiamat. What you do, you make sure you kill the Tiamat, make sure the HP is locked. The Tiamat doesn't do damage. It is bad. Any counters to Liliam? Well, Revelation spam to just one-shot the Liliam before, like, the sun goes up. Yep, that definitely still kills Liliam, but that is why the best build is actually a Bloodbath Liliam. I'm hoping I can see someone from my stream that shared one. Is there anyone? Yep, something like this. Exactly. Thank you, Hyperlinker. Going for Bloodbath, ignoring the freaking mattresses. Just make sure you have the Bloodbath on and, you know, get as much sets as you can. He's using a keen eye Fury Edge right here. You definitely want a Fury Edge, obviously. On the Law of Silence, now this Liliam, now that she's buff, is gonna absolutely kill at least like a squishy DPS. And she has a Bloodbath that can actually like lift, say, a Yelly S3. On top of that, more importantly, if you want to use her as a bruiser against, say, a Holden S1 could legit one-shot Liliam. So you want to stop that from happening, you use a Bloodbath. If you survive that 1 or 2 more turns so Liliam can proc your Void again, or if Liliam can S3 again, that might be where the Holden dies. So in my opinion, Liliam is now a lot more viable. I'll be sure to find those stats as well. Right, here's what I have for my Liliam. I would love to use the Bloodbath and probably drop a bit of everything, a bit of attack, a bit of crit damage, or I might keep it this way as well. I like high damage, but sometimes I just die to like a Holden S1 Death Shred. It's also kind of like iffy there. So I actually think she's solid, where she's not just the one person where there's nothing you can do against her, but she's certainly more viable overall. I think this was a pretty solid buff, but do remember, I could be definitely wrong. Take this as a data for you to have your own conclusion, do your own testing, and we're going to test more in the stream later on. Do check that one out. So far, at least from what I've tested, she is now a lot more viable. I would rate her legit like a 7 out of 10 character minimum right now. That's why against all the CCs, actually has decent use case for even slower fights now. Final verdict, 12 days left. Is she worth pulling? At least on paper right now, I think for PvP fans, she is worth pulling. But here's the deal. Always wait for the next battle first before you decide if you want to pull, and wait for more data, more content, more streams, more testing to be done, and then make your own decision. That's the best idea. So far, I'm happy with her. I actually might not reset her anymore. And that'll be all. Let me know what you think about this buff, and yeah, that'll be all. Check out the stream later on. We'll be doing a lot of testing. Let me know what you think, and that'll be all. Take care.